So this Kim Jong-un's sister. I be hearing Kim Jong-un dangerous. Kim Jong-un's sister? That means she. Yo, this supposed to be the world's most dangerous woman, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm from Miami. I know a lot of dangerous people. Let's see what she about to do, because the most dangerous people be the most quietest people, the most slickest people. I might learn some tips from her. You hear me? Free Melly.
It's the mid-90s. Kids all over Europe are thrilled. They finally
That's
have their own
Disneyland?
here in Paris. These two kids have come.
I ain't never been to Disneyland, but I've been to Disney World, homie. I don't know. I be hearing Disneyland is better than Disney World, but what's the difference if y'all know?
Switzerland. They've been begging their family to take them here forever. Now they're finally here, and it's better than they imagined. It really is the happiest place on Earth. The park is buzzing with life. The daily parade rolls down Main Street. It's like they're in a Disney movie.
What Disney
And behind
character
them,
those
towering
is?
above it all is the park's centerpiece, Sleeping Beauty's castle. Its golden spires gleaming under the French sun. At first glance, they look like any other family. Perhaps they are diplomats from East Asia, enjoying a day off in Europe. The siblings watch the parade, but their eyes keep drifting back to the castle, almost like they're imagining themselves inside it, maybe as part of a royal family. The thing is, they are royalty.
What?
But their life is no fairy tale. When the boy grows up, he'll have his own empire.
Kim Jong-un.
When the girl grows up, she'll become one of the most dangerous women in the world.
US officials see Kim Yo-jung as one of the key.
So this Kim Jong-un's sister. I be hearing Kim Jong-un dangerous. Kim Jong-un's sister? That means she.
Kim officially about Kim Yo-jung.
October 2024, Pyongyang.
Oh, this
Korea.
recent. Ah,
A drone
shit.
crashes in the country's capital. It's been distributing anti-North Korean propaganda leaflets. It was most likely sent by South Korea, another act in the decades-long war between the two formerly united countries. The regime issues an official statement, warning that South Korea can expect the worst if they dare to escalate military tensions again. The worst meaning nuclear retaliation. The border is armed at full wartime strength, on standby to open fire. Nuclear threats coming out of North Korea are nothing new. Kim Jong-un has long threatened to annihilate his neighbor.
So North Korea and South Korea is in a war? I did not know that, boy. You see, the world big.
And regularly flaunts
We
the
over here in
regime's
the United
growing
States. I
nuclear
ain't know
arsenal.
that.
What is new is that this threat isn't coming from him. It's coming
From his
her.
sister.
Kim Jong-un's younger sister, Kim Yo-jung.
Oh, Kim Yo-jung.
The world has seen this woman before. In February 2018, at the Winter Olympic Games in South Korea. For the first time in decades, a direct member of the Kim family sets foot on South Korean soil. For 3 days, Kim Yo-jung captivates the media, attending meetings, having lunch with South Korea's president, Moon Jae-in, shaking hands. Unlike her brother, she is not intimidating. She is not shouting threats. She is charming, soft-spoken, and diplomatic.
I told y'all. The most dangerous people be the. Don't even say a word.
For a brief moment, it feels like North Korea might be changing course. Maybe this is the start of a new era, a path to peace. But the Yo-jung people see in South Korea is just one side of her. Soon, the world will see the other. North Korea is a country built on control. Every piece of information is carefully managed by the regime. Outside the DPRK, we like to think that we're in control of our own information. But just as you're watching this, data brokers might be collecting and selling your personal data, your home address, phone number, online searches, and even financial information. This data doesn't just fuel spam calls and scam attempts, it could even affect your insurance rates and future job applications. That's where Incogni comes in to fight back for
Yo, what's up with this ad, bruh?
on a one.
They thought they had me.
The Kims aren't just rulers, they are chosen by fate. Their power is divine. Every policy, every decision, every act of the regime serves a single purpose: ensuring the Kim dynasty's survival. Kim Yo-jung was born in 1987, or maybe in 1989. It's hard to verify. In 2011, Kim Jong-il dies unexpectedly. His youngest son, Kim Jong-un, is declared his successor. At his father's funeral, a young woman stands behind him, dressed in black, head tilted to the side, gaze lowered. She weeps like the others, But unlike her brother, nobody knows her name. Kim Yo-jung has spent her entire life in the shadows. Even inside North Korea, her existence is a secret. No photos, no official mention, no trace of her in state media. But that changes in the chaos of succession. At first, she blends in like any other aide, a quiet, dutiful presence in the background. She carries her brother's clipboard, stands at his side, and holds out a heavy crystal ashtray so the chain-smoking dictator can flick away his ashes.
Bruh.
To the outside world, she looks just like
She an
her
ashtray
sister.
holder?
But if you look closely, she's always there, standing behind him at key moments, ensuring everything runs according to plan. Foreign analysts start noticing.
Does
her
Kim
presence.
Jong-un have a wife? Like a first lady or nah?
Intelligence agencies, journalists, and defectors all begin asking the same question. Who is she? For Kim Jong-un at least, she's a close confidant, the only member of the family he truly trusts. Maybe that has something to do with her childhood in Europe. Switzerland in the mid-90s. 2 North Korean children enroll in a private school in the city of Bern. Officially, they're the children of diplomats, but their passport names are fake. Nobody knows they are really the heirs to North Korea's most powerful family. Here, they're just 2 foreign kids in a country far away from Pyongyang. To their classmates, they seem like normal kids, playing soccer and inviting friends over to their modest apartment, going on ski trips, traveling Europe, and visiting.
But how is that easy? How is it that easy? Oh, probably back then. To fake a passport? Is that easy?
Family. Except they're not.
우리는 평범한 집에서 살았고 평범한 가족처럼 행동했다. 나는 그들의 어머니처럼 행동했다.
That's not
Their
their
mother
mom?
isn't their mother. Ko Young-suk, their aunt, was sent to care for them in Switzerland.
Mm.
Years later, she defected to the US, where she appears to have been living in secrecy ever since.
Ko Young-suk told the Post she traveled from North Korea to take care of Kim, his older brother, and younger sister when they attended this boarding school in Switzerland.
And just like her fake mother, one day the 2 fake diplomat kids vanished too. No warnings, no goodbyes. Jung-un and Yo-jung are pulled from school and sent back to North Korea.
At what age? The same year? Ain't no way. Oh, they older.
After Yo-jung's stint in Switzerland, she studies computer science at Kim Il-sung University in Pyongyang. In 2014, 3 years after taking over as supreme leader, her brother is forced to undergo medical treatment. During that time, Yo-jung takes over state duties. By the end of the year, her brother appoints her first deputy director of the party's propaganda and agitation department, a department infamous for controlling every image, every speech, and every news article inside North Korea. In 2017, Kim Yo-jung is officially promoted to the Politburo, the ruling elite of North Korea's single-party system. She now has a seat at the highest table of power. But her true talent remains in propaganda. Wherever Kim Jong-un appears, Kim Yo-jung is there too, not just as his sister, but as his PR manager, his shadow. She sets the stage before he arrives and follows him like a ghost when he leaves. A year later, for the first time in her life, she takes center stage.
So where his
Sister
wife?
of the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has become the first member of her family to visit South Korea since the 1950-53 Korean War. Kim Yo-jung is part of a high-level delegation attending the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics.
At the 2018 Winter Olympics, she charms South Korea and the international press. And there seems to be a strategy to this. For years, Kim Jong-un has been perceived as a ruthless dictator, a nuclear-obsessed madman. Under Yo-jung's guidance, that image softens. She's carefully rebranding her brother's image. In 2018, North Korea suddenly seems to open up.
She will be meeting with President Moon on Saturday. If the meeting
See how these hoes will slime you? Hey, don't get it twisted because she a female.
goes well, some experts say the visit could lay the foundations for a possible inter-Korean summit between President Moon and Kim Jong-un.
2 months later, Kim Jong-un and South Korean President Moon Jae-in meet at the border. They shake hands, they laugh, applause erupts on both sides. That same year, Donald Trump also meets Kim Jong-un in Singapore, a historic summit. The 2 leaders sit at a large table, signing a historic document, a joint declaration stating that North Korea intends to denuclearize. Next to Trump is Mike Pompeo, the president's Secretary of State. Next to Kim Jong-un is his sister. She stands there, silently watching as the world dares to believe one of its most feared nuclear powers might actually disarm. but something about her feels off. Her appearances, her gestures, her smile, they all seem a little too perfect. Every move feels somewhat calculated. And this is just the beginning.
There is very limited immediately available evidence, but from what we know, she fulfills the role of the communicator with South Korea and with the United States. But she was also tasked with the propaganda functions in the party apparatus.
That's Ildar Daminov, a political scientist at the Central European University in Vienna.
So is she translating? She speaking English, or Kim Jong you speak English too? Cause I don't know. Cause most likely it'll be both sides that have somebody should speak Korean.
Years studying North Korea and its power structures. Yoo-jung appears to be North Korea's top propaganda chief. Since she has taken over, the way the regime communicates with the world has changed significantly.
It became much more flexible, and it also went online. So there were multiple attempts to also leverage some Western platforms such as YouTube, for instance, to broadcast certain North Korean points of view.
Under Kim Yo-jung's watch, North
YouTube
Korean
is a
propaganda
Western
has gone
platform? I
digital.
thought that was a Chinese
We've already
platform.
covered the bizarre world of North Korean influencers in a previous video. Link in the description. But Yo-jung's real role now seems to be that of the regime's chief foreign policy mouthpiece. And in North Korean terms, that translates to one thing above all: threats and insults. In 2020, Yoo-jung orders the destruction of the so-called liaison office, an embassy-like facility right at the border of Kaesong, a fragile diplomatic connection between the two nations that has been established just a couple of years prior. Her once polite smile is gone. Her rhetoric gets more resentful and insulting.
남조선의 인간 쓰레기, 남조선 권위자 놈들을 큰결한 쓰레기통에 버려야 한다.
In 2022, Kim Yo-jung addresses the
That's how
nation
she
in a rare
sound?
public speech. It's the first time the North Korean public hears her voice in state media.
이 방역 전쟁의 나날 거열 속에 시비 앓으시면서도 자신이
Why they
끝까지
crying?
책임져야 하는 인민들 생각으로 한순간도 자리에 누우실 수 없었던 원수님과
The event is staged to praise her brother. He has a high fever, but never lays down to rest, too worried about his people. Officials wipe tears from their faces. He has COVID, but according to her, the real culprit isn't COVID. It's South Korea.
우리 공화국에 비루스가 유입될
So they crying because he got COVID? If those dangerous acts could bring the virus?
수 있는 위험한 짓거리를 계속 행하는 경우 우리는 비루스는 물론 남조선 당국 것들도 박멸해 버리는 것으로 대답할 것입니다.
So they blaming COVID on South Korea to their
Activists send
peoples?
leaflets across the border in 2024. Kim Yo-jung allegedly orders a response in kind. Balloons floating back over the DMZ, carrying bags of garbage and feces. In
What?
October, she calls Ukraine and South Korea vicious dogs bred by the United States.
What?
And in another written statement later that month, her final words are just as blunt. There can never be a change of the line. Have sanction, pressure, and threats stopped us? They've only made us stronger. If one is not a fool, one should not do a stupid act of expecting our change. North Korea never honored its agreement with the US. Instead of dismantling its nuclear program, it doubled down, conducting missile tests in open defiance. Meanwhile, South Korea and the US have long resumed their military exercises. In 2023, then US President Joe Biden formally pledged military support
Oh,
to South
so
Korea
we
should a
in cahoots
nuclear
with
war
South
the North
Korea.
ever break out. North Korea is
So
forging
basically,
alliances
we in
with
war with North Korea. Cause they in war. Bruh, see, it don't even be you getting yourself into beef, bro. It be other people you want to surround yourself with and be friends with. That's who get you into bullshit like this, bro.
Down.
We not even
In
supposed to be beefing with
2024,
this man.
Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a military pact, vowing mutual military assistance.
Russia?
After, North Korea sent thousands of soldiers to Russia to support its troops in the war against Ukraine. North Korea is now actively inserting itself into a conflict that stretches far beyond its own borders. And while Kim Yo-jung hurls one aggressive threat after another into the world, her brother carefully cultivates the image of a benevolent leader. It's almost as if they switched roles. Or, as Sung Yoon-lin, author of the only biography on Yo-jung, puts it, he's the bad cop, she's the even worse cop. In 2024, North Korea released a surreal propaganda video that went viral. Cheerful children wave flags, factory workers clap and sing, soldiers go crazy playing violins in an orchestra, while grinning female soldiers leap into the air, giddy with joy. It's a carefully staged and almost hilarious spectacle of devotion. The real North Korea looks different. It's a country where people are kidnapped, thrown into prison camps, publicly executed for the slightest defiance. A country that holds its people hostage within its borders, choosing famine over reform, weapons over survival, missile tests over food supplies, nuclear threats over diplomacy. A brutally ruled nation with at least 50 nuclear warheads at its fingertips. Historically, the Kim dynasty has always passed power from father to son. Kim Jong-un's health is a question mark. He's only in his early 40s, but rumored to have severe health problems, likely due to his chain smoking, excessive drinking, and rumored heart issues. If something were to happen to him tomorrow, North Korea would be left with no clear successor. At least, no male successor.
Except for that girl.
In recent years, North Korea has quietly been introducing another Kim to the public, Jong-un's daughter, Joo-ae. She's been seen at missile launches, standing beside her father, eerily composed for a child. State media call her the beloved daughter and the respected child. Some analysts believe she's being groomed as the next supreme leader. The thing is, Kim Joo-ae is only 11. If her father were to die unexpectedly, she likely wouldn't be ready to rule. Even though women have taken on more visible, more authoritative roles in Kim Jong-un's regime, the country remains deeply patriarchal. Women face systematic abuse, sexual violence, and forced labor, often at the hands of state officials. 70% of defectors are women. Most flee into China, where many are trafficked or exploited, because escaping North Korea is nearly impossible. If a woman were to succeed Kim Jong-un, it would likely be one with the power, experience, and authority to do the job. His sister,
like Kim Yo-jung.
Once a soft-spoken figure in the background, Kim Yo-jung has become one of the most powerful and feared figures in North Korea. Under her watch, the regime has learned to manipulate its global image more carefully than ever before. But her power isn't just about controlling narratives. By 2021, Yo-jung has reportedly followed her brother's path. According to multiple sources, she personally ordered the execution of high-ranking government officials, simply because they annoyed her.
What?
Perhaps the most dangerous thing about her is that she has a direct line to Kim Jong-un, the one person who sits at the nuclear button and trusts her judgment more than anyone else's.
Yo, she got niggas executed because that's some real dictator shit. Y'all ever watch the movie Dictator when he just do this to anybody? Damn. I need that type of power. Y'all boys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else y'all want me to react to.
I want y'all motherfuckers to subscribe to Foreign TVO. Don't give a fuck. Better subscribe, motherfucker. If not, security gonna get your ass. Pop, pop.